Welcome back to Ravens Today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda, giving you all the latest updates on anything and all things Ravens. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the videos. Let's dive into the latest news I have for you today. To start off, not so good news. Ravens officially announced that Bialcone is placed on the injury reserve. This is not a surprise at all because of, the season-ending injury he suffered in the first preseason game of the season a couple days ago. He tore his ACL and MCL. I went over this a little bit in my previous video. But yep, Ravens made it official. He is going to be on injured reserve. Prayers up for him, and hopefully he makes a speedy and successful recovery. And we'll probably see him strap on the pads again, probably next year. But we won't see him back to full speed probably in the next couple of years. But, just wishing and praying for a successful recovery for him. Also, Robert Longbeamer, the other corner, the Ravens drafted in the 6th round, is placed on season-ending IR as well. Ravens said that he suffered a knee injury, so now both corners that the Ravens drafted in the 6th round are out for the season. It's unfortunate, but we all know that injuries do happen in this game. So prayers up to him as well, and hopefully he has a successful recovery as well, and hopefully we see him back next season. And no need to worry about this one here. Katon Mitchell is currently injured, quote unquote, right now. He but according to John Harbaugh, it is nothing too serious. They're just taking a precaution. The way he played in the first preseason game, player of the game, according to analysts, just had a real standout performance. I think that the Ravens just kind of, any soreness or anything like that, and whatever this injury is, they're just taking it slow. They don't want to, put him right back into the fold. They just want to bring him back gradually a little bit here, just as a precautionary measure. And this moves into my next point here is that the Ravens signed veteran running back Myles Gaskin, former Dolphin, to kind of replace Katon Mitchell. I don't think Gaskin's going to be signed for the long term here. It's kind of like here's who we can replace while Katon Mitchell kind of takes rest. Maybe he finds a team later on, in the sense of he has a standout performance in the preseason games on the Ravens, and then the Ravens, bring Katon Mitchell back because that running back room is already crowded with Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, Katon Mitchell, and Rasheen Ali. I don't think Myles Gaskin is ever going to find a place among those guys. Even if he did, he would not get a lot of reps. So I think that this is just for precautionary, hey, Katon Mitchell's out, so let's bring a veteran running back in, see if he can, have a standout performance, and hopefully he finds a team that is willing to sign him. If not now, then later on in the season. But again, this is just the latest news for that. Myles Gaskin has had a long career with the Dolphins, suffered a few injury setbacks, but again, these injuries do happen. But so hopefully, when Katon Mitchell comes back, and more than likely Gaskin is released by the Ravens, Gaskin is able to find a team that is able to keep him for at least the season. And prayers up for Katon Mitchell. I mean, again, I don't think that this is too serious. Harbaugh said it wasn't too serious, but again, just want him to be 100% healthy during the regular season, and especially at the start of regular season when we have to face the Buffalo Bills, and it's one of those things that we just have to make sure that that as a precautionary, we just have to make sure that everyone is good and healthy. Also, with Isaiah Likely going down with that foot fracture, he'll be back probably for this, for the season opener. But again, precaution. Look, just a precautionary measure, and hopefully Gaskin is able to have a standout performance. Also, interesting one here. Anais Peters has caught some eyebrows on the Ravens coaching staff, especially with his performance on the first preseason game. It's not every day you see a guy that like that, like a rookie defensive tackle, make a standout performance like that. He really brought some good pressure moments on the D line. Mind you, the defensive line is pretty crowded in terms of depth. You got Broderick Washington, you got Travis Jones, you got Brent Urban, who was just recently resigned to the Ravens again for now having his 8th stint in Charm City. So trying to find a place for Peebles. Oh, and not to mention Josh Jenkins. But anyway, not to, any of these Peebles trying to find a place there is going to be difficult. But his performance in the season preseason opener was fairly good, and not to mention that he has had a standout performance in training camp as well. So it's good. We need uh, a young defensive tackle to kind of develop a little bit. Matt BK was a development at some point. Had that standout year 2 years ago. Got paid fairly well for it. So again, we need some depth at the defensive line. So Peebles, if he's having standout performances in preseason, here's hoping that he's able to, make a name for himself and take some reps in. He'll probably fill in behind Brent Urban, and will probably take some reps over Brent Urban because Brent Urban is a veteran. He's been around for a pretty long time. So Peebles is looking good for in the eyes of the Ravens. This is a good sign for him to get some more reps, especially when if him and Brent Urban are kind of, since he's the backup, Brent Urban needs time to rest as the veteran presence. Peebles will be able to go in and fill those shoes pretty naturally. Also, this is my last part here. I'm so sick and tired, and comment down below on how you feel about this. If you think I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If you think I'm right, please agree. I am so sick and tired of the Ravens coaching staff defending Daniel Falle. Mind you, he's probably a wonderful guy. And he's like, this is nothing against him as a person. This is against him as a player. When you struggle in the preseason opener against rookies, when there is video footage of you falling down against a rookie at the right guard position, for me, that's it. You struggled last season. This was supposed to be a season where you really, pun intended, found your footing, and you struggled yet again. Oh, I'm just so done. I'm done with that experiment. Yes, I can say Roger Rosengarten didn't really have a good day either, but people like Roger Rosengarten are allowed to have bad days because he is going up against rookies, and this is the first preseason opener. I get it. Rust comes off, yada, yada, yada. But Roger Rosengarten also adjusts a lot better than Daniel Falle has. Me seeing the rookie Colts defensive lineman just plow through Daniel Falle and get Devin Leary for the sack, that just at that point, I just wanted to throw my remote and say, I'm done. I don't want this guy to be the starting right guard for the team. I'm at a point where I'm like, anyone else, please. Anyone else. Let's put in Ben Cleveland over there. Ben Cleveland had the second best passing blocker grade on the team behind Andrew Voorhees. Andrew Voorhees is locked up the left guard position. Put in Ben Cleveland at right guard. Just makes the most sense. He's struggled in the past, but again, his showing in that preseason opener really raised some eyebrows, or should have raised some eyebrows, especially with that fumble recovery where he just plowed through and just planted down on it. I thought the effort was great there. Just go do it. I'm so done with Daniel Falle being the starting right guard on the team. I just want to put anyone else there. If it's Ben Cleveland, it's Ben Cleveland. If it's one of the other rookie offensive linemen, let's put him there. But Daniel Falle the experiment's over. I'm so done with it, and we just need to move on, because if that happens and Lamar gets injured, there's going to be hell to pay. Not just from me, but there's going to be hell to pay from Ravens fans all across the Baltimore, and it's going to be pretty bad, because that's our QB. You have to protect our QB, and especially if opening up running lanes for both Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson and all the other running backs. And if you're falling down against a rookie, I am afraid for when you have to go up against a veteran presence. So Again, I want that experiment to be over. I'm so done. Move on to someone else. Thank you for tuning into Ravens today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda. Again, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below. I'll catch you all later.